I've been playing D&D since 1979.
Probably about 8 years.
I learned I was 12, I believe.
Well, if you count Hero Quest, that's been since 4th grade, so 14, 15 years?
Well, continuously about 7 or 8 years, although I played my first game in high school, so about 10 years ago.
I've been playing D&D since 1982. It's been a long time.
My friend Ken was playing Dungeons and Dragons, and he would talk about it, and I didn't understand what the hell he was talking about, so we ended up playing.
Friends, I played with friends in school.
My older brother taught me how to play during a summer out of school.
I don't think it's that hard. When you explain it to somebody, they usually don't seem to understand what the hell you're talking about. Like, you're like, yeah, I went in there and I killed that person. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? How did this happen? I remember feeling the same way when someone was explaining to me, do you have like a board in front of you? Is this like a video game? Like,
one of the descriptions I heard for a role-playing game was actually very ironic when I thought about it, how accurate it really was that it's like an adult version, a more mature and involved version of House or Cops and Robbers, of like games you played as a kid.
Yeah, you pretend to be someone else, and you interact in a setting, usually a fantastic setting, and you're a larger-than-life character.
They create characters with their own personalities, skill sets, traits.
Is he an ambitious, power-hungry guy? Is he a glory-seeking adventurer? Is he someone who's out for justice?
They grow those characters over time by surviving or enduring some of the trials that the Dungeon Master puts them through.
The person who runs the game controls everything else. Everything that's not being controlled, by one of the players.
You'll say, all right, you're trying to jump over a pit. Your difficulty check is 15. Roll. That way, if they roll, they know exactly what they need to roll to make it.
The GM could put something in front of you and say, yeah, you had this dungeon over here you can go into, you hear there's stuff over there. And as the players, they can go, you know what, screw that, we're going to leave this town and go somewhere else.
So we're acting out this long play, this very interactive, unplanned play, and it can take years.
Yes. Put some space between your letters, Korean boy.
Yes, let's be racist on the camera.
While you are,
Hey,
Ben, while you are wandering towards your inn at night, okay, go ahead and start making some spot rolls, okay?
Me?
Yes, please.
Specifically?
You specifically.
Okay.
Sucks to be you.
about to get rolled
No one mugs the dwarf with
by
kids.
criminals.
I'm an
I
adventurer,
think we should,
man.
the criminal element soften this down.
Yeah,
My
they're
vote is
willing
the
to
five,
fight
you down to
8
down
and
by
22.
Okay, for the first about 15 minutes, you seem, you're just having a good time. No one's really following you. And then eventually you notice, there's that one guy in armor who's following me. I swear I've seen him before. You just suddenly vanish from sight, and about 6 seconds later, you silently and swiftly disappear from your current location. What is it that you were going to do?
Well, oh, shit.
Alright.
But you have one character, you know exactly what you can do, and you run that same thing every week. As a GM, you're running everything they interact with.
I provide the group with a world and an interactive story, and they act in it and tell me what they do, and it's my job to have the world react accordingly.
Everyone they talk to, every building they go into, every monster they fight.
A good Dungeon Master is someone who's patient, creative, can think on his feet.
somebody who's good with the details and can let the players kind of create the story and sort of have an idea where everything's going to go.
He can pull from his own imagination. He can modify things that he can pull right off the shelf.
If the characters make a certain decision, you might have to change your story, and you have to be willing to do that instead of always wanting to get your way.
It was actually a little bit difficult for me because I kept wanting to tell them to do things because I was so used to being another player. I wanted to go, what are you doing?
So he's got to be able to, you know, be patient with that, think on his feet, and modify his plans on, you know, drop of a hat.
I will tailor a storyline or describe an environment to elicit an emotional response. A lot of times I'll tell people to roll, but I won't tell them what they need to roll. I'll say, make a reflex save. Why? Roll the dice and then I'll tell you why. And they'll roll the die and I'll say, okay, you tripped on this little thin wire crossing ground and a spear just flew out the wall and ran right past you, but it missed. Oh, it generates a more realistic reaction within the player emotionally at a visceral level. I really love watching jaws drop in shock, horror, amazement, whatever it may be.
That's the situation that I'm in right now. I have a DM who's actually very, very thoughtful in all of that. So I think I'm playing at a better level now than I've ever been in my life.
Save. Number 2 made his save.
Is this
It's
an
my
accurate-
note to myself.
accurate
That guy's accurate.
No, he's
With
like,
this hat, you
I
get
don't
4
know.
times the beaver.
I don't know.
Anyway,
Still,
you miss. I'm sorry. That guy's still there. The other guy's
we
80
digress
feet
more than
from
any other group I've
the
ever
edge
seen.
of the board.
We're horrible.
And what?
Just digressing.
We're basically a group of people with ADD who
25.
sit around and try to concentrate on something.
And I'm going to shoot the
Group
fucker
effort.
with the bow.
Yeah.
I have one of those now. With
What? I
the
was somewhere else
25.
with
This guy over here.
I'm lost.
Okay.
Sorry, 23. Whatever.
That'll hit.
Yes, short bow. 8 points of damage.
That's why I keep mine
Yay,
down.
composite.
7 and a max.
Okay.
Are you using my old bow?
Yes,
It's a nice bow.
it is a nice bow.
Steven.
He's hurting,
Yeah,
but he's
it's
also
20.
afraid.
Hey Steven, natural 20, let me see if I can back it up.
If
Okay.
if he's frightened, he only is running from what he's frightened from. He doesn't have to flee from everything.
This is true. However, he's getting his ass handed to him.
Does a 17 hit him?
17
Okay.
is not enough.
Okay, I do hit him normally then. Which is a, basically just a d12 plus strength. You didn't move.
Oh jeez.
He takes 14 points of damage.
Ow.
I rolled a 12.
Sweet.
I think probably how D&D works into how I interact in my regular life is it's helped me kind of think more on my feet.
It helps. Gaming has helped in that it has taught me how to do more studious research methods.
I've tried to keep in the habit of doing math in my head just so I can do it, and this game helps with that.
Mental multitasking.
Where role-playing has really helped out in that is just in creativity. I mean, role-playing is a game where you're always coming up with new ideas and ways of playing things and scenarios and stuff. So it's a completely creative game.
To a certain degree, the ability to find information.
Focus, imagination, creativity, good memory, and just good problem-solving skills. I think you get the most out of it that way.
Okay.
It's more fun when they resist.
It is more fun when they resist.
So, you all head to the Moonsea.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, you travel via the main road.
We have no reason not to.
Okay, do you travel through the Anrock Desert, or do you travel
Around the Anrock Desert.
I say we go
Wow.
through it.
Through the
Boats?
desert.
Well, first, there's...
Through it, we're trying to go as quickly as possible.
I
Yeah.
don't know, Stephen, tell me if I know this or not. If we go
And
through
I don't need to eat or drink anymore either.
Cormier,
I think for
Me neither.
ring of sustenance,
we
you
have to
train
register at the border.
You have to
I'm
train
pretty
yourself
sure.
for it. It's a week.
Okay, okay.
I've been weighing it for a week.
yourself. By the
So
time
what,
we
we
get to the
register at the
desert, you will have
border?
had it for a
No,
week.
and you got to pay a hefty fine to get a charter.
Oh.
Yes, but we don't know that. Personally, I say we need to go through Westgate. But that's me.
I think that you can take the best from all worlds, and like if you're not self-conscious and you don't think about like, oh, this is what dorks do, this is what cool people do, this is whatever. I mean, you can just do what's fun, you know, do whatever is gonna fucking make you happy, and don't fucking think about like whether it's cool or not. Like I said, you know, like you can role play and then fuck chicks. You can do both.
It's relaxing. Some people like to read books, and it's an escapist method, admittedly, but you know, every once in a while you just don't want to deal with what's going on. You need to relax and just not deal with things all the time. I mean, people read books to escape. I play D&D.
Having come through the golden age of video games and role-playing games, I can say that it's a lot more enriching to play a game where you're facing other players in person as opposed to interacting with a computer or an electronic device.
I mean, I'm with people who think like I do, and that's not a common experience. Sometimes I like being the weird guy out, but sometimes I like being around people that are just as weird as I am.
You establish great friendships, and they're often very, very long lasting. The group I'm playing in right now it includes friends that I've had for 20 years. We're friends way beyond the game. Their daughter is my goddaughter, and I love her like my own. And she's got siblings, and all of them are like my kids. I love them all.
If you haven't ever tried playing, and it sounds like you'd be scared to do it, just try it anyway. Just try, and you might not be the right person for it, you might be too self-conscious, but if you play it and you let yourself get into it, I guarantee you'll have a lot of fucking fun. So you should definitely try.
It can take a lifetime, but it's always new and it's always fresh.
Una voz y desde un tango, rumor de pañuelo blanco.